I am recording this because I honestly don't know what else to do. I'm currently locked in my bathroom and I can see it through the screen. If you're watching this, you know about the shadow friend filter. It was supposed to be a joke, right? A bit of AR trickery to scare your friends. But look at my screen. Do you see that? It's standing right by the shower curtain. I haven't looked back yet. I can't look back. Because every time I look away from the screen and then look back, it's closer. It's significantly closer than it was 5 minutes ago. And the air in here is getting so cold, I can see my own breath. Let's backtrack for a second so you don't think I'm just losing my mind. This all started with the hashtag ShadowFriend Challenge. It blew up overnight with millions of people trying to catch a glimpse of their own personal demon. The filter uses your phone's depth sensors to map the room and then inserts a static shadow figure into the background. At first, it was just people laughing, acting scared for the likes, and showing off how realistic the tracking was. It seemed like just another fun way to pass the time during a boring Tuesday night. I was one of those people, scrolling through my feed and laughing at the over-the-top reactions of influencers. I finally decided to try it myself around 11 p.m. I mean, why not? I've always been a skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, and I figured I could make a funny video to send to my sister. I set up my ring light, cleared some space in my bedroom, and downloaded the filter. The interface was weirdly simple, just a black screen with a single red button that said, "Invite him in." I remember joking to the camera about how edgy the developers were being. I hit record, smiling and waving, expecting to see some cartoonish ghost pop up behind my bed. I had no idea that clicking that button was effectively opening a door I wouldn't be able to close. For the first few seconds, nothing happened. The filter just showed my room exactly as it was. I started making fun of it, saying it was a scam and that it didn't even work. But then the screen flickered. A sharp, digital glitch tore across the middle of the frame, and when the image stabilized, there it was. It was standing in the far corner of my room, near the closet. It wasn't a cartoon. It looked like a hole in reality, a person-shaped void that didn't reflect any of the light from my room. It was perfectly still, just a tall, thin silhouette watching me. My heart skipped a beat, but I told myself the facial recognition was just picking up the shadows of my coats. I moved the camera around to see if the figure would stay anchored to that spot. It did. The tracking was incredible. No matter how fast I moved the phone, the shadow stayed perfectly in the corner. I started to get that creepy, uncanny valley feeling. I decided to try the one thing everyone in the comments was talking about, the blink test. Legend had it that the figure only moves when it's not being observed by the lens. I didn't believe it. I thought the code was just programmed to move the asset when the accelerometer detected a fast pan. So I took a deep breath, panned the camera to the left to look at my window, and then quickly snapped it back to the closet. It moved. It wasn't in the corner anymore. It was now standing at the foot of my bed, at least 6 feet closer than it had been a second ago. My stomach dropped. There was no animation, no sound, just a sudden relocation. I tried it again, this time panning the camera down to the floor for just a fraction of a second. When I looked back up at the screen, the shadow was leaning over my pillows. It was so close that I could see the edges of its form vibrating, like it was made of swarming insects. The weirdest part? When I looked at the bed with my actual eyes, there was absolutely nothing there, just my messy blankets and the glow of my ring light. I tried to close the app, but my phone froze. The touchscreen wouldn't respond to my fingers. I started to panic for real. I backed away toward the door, keeping the phone pointed at the bed so I could keep an eye on that thing. But as I moved, the filter started highlighting other presences in the room. Small red boxes started appearing all over the screen, the kind cameras use to detect faces. One was on my mirror, one was under the bed, and the biggest one was now directly behind me. I could feel a heavy, crushing pressure on my shoulders, like someone was resting their hands on me. But when I looked in the mirror, there was only me and the glowing screen of my phone. That's when the whispering started. It wasn't coming from the phone's speakers. It was coming from inside my own head. A low, rhythmic chanting that sounded like dozens of voices speaking at once. I bolted for the hallway, but I didn't drop the phone. I was terrified that if I stopped looking at it through the screen, it would be free to move whenever it wanted. I ran into the bathroom and locked the door, which brings us to right now. The shadow is currently standing right outside the glass of the shower. It's waiting. It knows I'm trapped. My battery is at 4%, and I know that once this screen goes black, I won't have any way to track where it is in the dark. I tried to call the police, but the phone just keeps redirecting me back to the TikTok app. Every time I hit the home button, the shadow friend filter reopens itself instantly. It's like the software has rewritten my phone's operating system. I can see its hand now, or what looks like a hand. Long, spindly fingers are reaching out towards the edge of the phone's frame on the screen. It's trying to touch the digital interface. I can feel the heat radiating off the phone. It's burning my palms, but I'm too scared to let go. If I let go, it wins. If the light dies, I'm alone in the dark with whatever this thing has become. Wait, the lights in the bathroom just flickered. Oh God, they're going out. I can hear the bulb buzzing, that high-pitched whine before it pops. I'm looking at the screen and the shadow it's not just a shadow anymore. It's gaining texture. I can see eyes. They aren't white or red. They're just deeper pits of blackness within the void. It's smiling. I can see a mouth opening wide, wider than any human mouth should be able to go. It's reaching for the camera lens. It's reaching for me. If you see this video, please don't download the filter. Don't look for it. It doesn't want to be your friend. It wants your... The screen goes black. For a moment, there is absolute silence. Then, the sound of a phone hitting the tiled floor echoes through the room. A soft, digital chime plays, the sound TikTok makes when a video has successfully finished uploading. In the darkness, the only thing visible is the tiny green light of the phone's camera, still active, still watching. A pale, shaky hand reaches down to pick it up, but the fingers that wrap around the device are far too long, and the skin looks like bruised parchment. The video ends not with a scream, but with the sound of a heavy door creaking open and a cold wind blowing through an empty house. Stories like these remind us that the digital world and the physical world aren't as separate as we like to think. We invite these algorithms into our pockets and our bedrooms every single day without a second thought. Whether it's a glitch in the AI or something much older using our technology to find a way back in, the shadow friend serves as a chilling warning. Be careful what you click on, and be even more careful what you invite into your home for the sake of a viral trend. If you've had a weird experience with a filter, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Stay safe out there, and keep your lights on.